Plains, New York. Al, what's up today, buddy? What do you have for me?
Chrissy, I know they've all got you into this Breaking Bad, but Eddie, if Eddie hasn't told you yet, you got to get into Billions. Third year coming up. It's the best show on TV.
Yeah, I know. That's another one. Everybody swears by that, too. I have not done that. Go ahead.
Paul Giamatti steals the show. He's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
He's very good. He's a great actor. There's no question about it.
He's outstanding in this show.
God, he was more than good as John Adams. More than good. Go ahead.
He's a tremendous actor. Look, I'm glad you caught that last night. I have no problem with the timeout after the 2 free throws. And, we've seen Coach K exhort his troops, with the when he wants to crowd, get up defense. You can't be exhorting. Tom wants to get up and scream like always in a college game when a kid's shooting free throws. Absolutely no problem. But the coach can't raise his arm.
No, Coach can't. He was completely out. I was Bush League. He's completely out of line. Completely.
I was so disappointed. I mean, this is the big time. I mean, come on now. I understand rookie coach, in the ACC, but that stuff's got to be put to bed. No more.
I hated it too. I don't think that many people saw it, but I couldn't stand it. That's not what I want to see. A coach doing that in that scenario. I'm actually surprised the Clemson coach gave him the break. Now, they come from the same. Maybe he was his assistant there when he left Clemson a long time. I don't know, because they both were at Wilmington. And the one went to Clemson, and he goes Keatts to NC State. But I'm with you. I didn't like it whatsoever. That's the first thing. Second thing, go ahead.
I don't give the Titans any chance whatsoever. None. New England's going to have a chip on their shoulder. I think they're going to destroy them. I do give, for some reason, I don't even know what it is, but there's something about Jacksonville, I give them a puncher's chance. They might get the ball rammed down their throat because the one weak spot of that defense is the running game up the middle. But if Bortles doesn't make a mess of himself, I give them a shot. NFC, I'm rooting hard for Philly. I just don't see it. Their defense really struggled last third of the season, and without their jack of all trades, MVP quarterback, Atlanta's playing really well. I don't like Atlanta. I'm rooting for Philly. I think Atlanta finds a way.
Sims like Philly for what's that worth. Go ahead.
It's better than me. I'm rooting for him, but I don't see it. And to me, Minnesota's a feel-good story. I'm rooting hard for him. I love what Case Keenum's accomplished. I told you before, I think he's had a tremendous season. The Philly kid should probably be the MVP, even though he missed the last 4 or 5 games. But I give Keenum a lot of credit. Case Keenum a lot of credit. I think he's had a tremendous season. He hasn't just managed the games. He's done an excellent job. I love their defense. I dig their coach. I like that wide receiver combo and the big tight end. I hope their defense makes a statement and they stop him. Got to put pressure on Breeze. Got to knock him down. Got to put him on his butt. Because if you don't, he'll pick you apart.
Yeah,
so I'm rooting hard for Minnesota.
Yeah, I think Minnesota wins the game, too. I didn't like what I've seen out of the Saints lately. I never love them on the road. I think they had to play 60 hard minutes last Sunday. I think you have to like the Vikings. I don't love the Vikings. It's a lot of points, but I do think you got to like the Vikings in the game. Here's Mark in Philadelphia, Mad Dog Unleashed. Marky, good afternoon. How are you today?
Good, Chris. Thanks for the call. You're the man. I'll get right to it. A couple factors in regards to the Eagles game. People need to factor in that obviously that game was gift wrapped that Atlanta played against the Rams. They were in a whole 10-0, so they were not built to come back from a 7-10 point lead. With that being said, so don't get too high on the Falcons. They're leaving Sunshine LA, going back to Atlanta, and then regrouping and going to Philly where it's going to be nice and cold. It's going to be loud in South Philly. Matt Ryan just got to practice on Wednesday for personal reasons. A little bit of a concern. I think coming off the bye, we're not going to compare Nick Foles to Matt Ryan. We already know that story. I want you to focus on the fact that the Eagles are coming off a bye, number one. Number two, we got a solid defense. We're not going to completely rely on Nick Foles, okay? I think Jim Schwartz is going to send the dogs, and I think he's going to blitz hard, control the line of scrimmage, obviously utilize the run game with LeGarrette Blount and Ajayi. If we can get Matt Ryan to move left to right and control Sanu and Julio Jones and not give up the big play,
right?
It's going to be I think an under 21-point game, 21-17 type game.
Listen, you take the under. You wouldn't expect a ton of points. There's a lot that you ask for that. I mean, you ask for Schwartz to do this, and Foles to do that, and don't let Sano and Julio Jones go crazy. You asked for a lot there, Marky. You asked for a lot. Eddie, Rockland County, New York. Ed, good afternoon. How are you today?
Hey, dog. Is anybody alive out there?
A long time ago, Eddie. Nice to talk. How are you, pal? What's going on?
Dog. On the games this week, I heard you and Phil. I look at it this way. I think the quarterbacks are all going to get killed. I think Matt Ryan's going to do his Matt Ryan. He's going to throw 2 picks. He's going to get sacked about 4 times. I think the same thing for, what's his name, Mariota. I think he's going to be intercepted. I could see him running backwards trying to tackle a couple of Patriots running the ball back. I see 3 interceptions, 3 sacks for him. Jaguars, forget about it. Blake Bortles going to get killed, I think. And the Saints, the same thing. I don't think Drew Brees is going to do it. I think he'll throw at least 2 picks, and he'll be sacked at least 5 times.
Again, you got to be careful here of predicting sacks and this, that, and the other. I love the Minnesota defense. I know the Saints can run the ball, but the Vikings are not going to let the Saints dictate what they want to do in this game. So keep that in mind. Michael in South Carolina. He's our Mad Dog Unleashed. Michael, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
Good, Chris. How you doing?
All right, Michael. Nice to talk to you. What's on your mind today?
First off, that guy ought to go to Vegas if he feels that good.
Yeah, I know. They all seem good picks-wise. I felt good last week, too. I went 0-4. So, I mean, they all feel good before you make the selections and you put it on the line. Go ahead.
Okay, I noticed no one's given Jacksonville a chance. First off, Pittsburgh's defense is not the Buffalo Bills' defense. They're going to be able to run the ball, Chris, against the Steelers defense.
Yeah, the Steelers, though, the one thing, though, Mike, Steelers are going to make sure that they don't go crazy with Fournette. They're going to make Bortles beat them. So you're right, their defense is probably not as good as Buffalo's, but they, especially with that Shazier in there, but they are going to make Bortles win. So the find room for Fournette, Mike, will not be easy. Not be easy at all.
True, but I look at it this way, too. I think what he calls going to do enough to be able to keep that game close, or actually win it, Bortles. Believe me, I've seen him 2 or 3 times this year. When he played his stinky game, that next week he played better than he did.
We're going to find. He's going to have to here in this case. He's going to have to. Jacob Wilkins is next with an update, and then it's Brett. Good to have you with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed.